Hello there. In this video, I want to break down how AI is what is AI doing? So how AI is changing the design workflow, where it's actually going to help, and where designers still play a critical role. So let's do this.
Okay, welcome back. So in this video, I'm just going to run through a few slides on how AI changes UI design. So this is something I put together quickly, and I think it's going to help us in this project. So the traditional UI workflow. So typically you'd start with a brief, you'd then go to wireframes, then potentially go on to components, high fidelity UI, feedback, iteration, maybe a prototype. You might not do it exactly in that order, but that's like a high level of typically what could happen. So the issues with this are there's lots of repetitive work, so creating layouts, components, screen structures manually takes time. Slower iteration cycles, exploring new ideas or responding to feedback requires rebuilding or adjusting multiple screens by hand. Small changes can require large redesigns, so even minor updates to layouts or hierarchy can ripple across many components and screens. And designers spending significant time producing structures manually, so a large portion of UI work spent constructing and organizing interface patterns before refinement and polish begins. So that's typically the process most have used in the past. So going forward a slide, the AI assisted workflow. So AI is going to compress the production time, not the thinking time. And that's what people need to remember. It really is compressing the amount of time that you're spending. So looking at the timeline here, we've got intent, direction, generation, refine, iterate. Very, very fast, fewer steps, much easier. So just covering these points below. So faster first pass UI generation. So AI can quickly produce an initial screen, reducing time spent building layouts from scratch. Easier layout exploration. Different layout directions and ideas can be generated rapidly without manually redesigning entire screens. Faster iteration loops, changes and refinements can be tested much more quickly, allowing for shorter feedback and design cycles. So more time spent directing and refining, designers can focus more on product decisions, hierarchy and polish, instead of repetitive production work. So that seems to be the new world that designers are moving towards. Okay, let's jump to the next slide. So what AI is good at, so where it's going to help the most, just going to cover those high level topics. So generating repetitive UI structures, scaffolding screens quickly, producing variants and states, exploring multiple layout directions, and accelerating first pass concepts. These are some of the things that it's good at. So what AI still struggles with, so some examples here. Weak hierarchy, important actions and information compete for attention, making the interface harder to scan and understand. Inconsistent spacing, uneven spacing between elements can make the layouts feel unstructured and visually unbalanced. Too many accents, overusing colors, highlights or visual emphasis can reduce clarity and weaken focus. And visual clutter, too many competing elements can make the interface feel noisy and overwhelming for the user. Alright, next slide. So what still needs a designer? So product decisions, choosing what to include, what to remove and what actually matters. Prioritization and hierarchy, deciding what users should see first and how attention should move through the interface. Edge cases and UX logic, designing for real world situations like errors, empty states and unexpected user behavior. Visual polish and consistency, refining the spacing, alignment and visual rhythm so the interface feels intentional and cohesive. Understanding what actually matters to the users, focusing the product on real user needs, not just completing screens or features. So this is a visual I put together, so designer right in the center, and you're going to be responsible for the art direction, the UX decisions, the product thinking, system rules, refinement and constraints. And this is where I think the design is going to sit when using AI. Okay, so why structure beats prompting? So here's an example of a weak versus a stronger prompt. So the weak prompt, design a modern mobile banking app with transactions and balance. What this is going to produce, it's probably going to produce a generic layout, inconsistent hierarchy, random spacing and styles, and no system awareness. And moving over to the strong prompt, so using the Nova design system Aurora, create a mobile home screen for a finance app. Layout rules, balance at the top as primary focus, recent transactions below in a vertical list. Use 8 pixel spacing system, Aurora typography scale and existing card components. Ensure clear hierarchy, primary action is transfer money. Include states for empty transactions and loading skeletons. Keep visual style minimal, calm and premium. and that's going to produce system consistent UI, clear hierarchy and layout, production ready structure, and less generic and more intentional design. So as you can see, there's a big difference there. So how AI is going to fit into this workflow? We've got the product brief, we're going to do design direction, we're going to use the Aurora design system, we're going to give AI potentially memory and context, we're then going to go to screen generation, potentially manual refinement, and then look at creating that interactive prototype. Okay, and the last slide. AI speeds up execution, but structure and design thinking still define the outcome. So yeah, that's my last slide on how AI changes UI design. Keep going, stick with this video series, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. So like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you in the next video. It's so hot. I bet you can't even hear me. Hang on. No. Okay, it's t-shirts and short time in the UK. It's boiling. Yeah, it's just really hot. I was gonna have the fan on during recording, but you just wouldn't hear me. It doesn't feel like it's making much difference. Like, I've got this literally next to me. I think it's just pushing the hot air around. It's not doing much. And also, I don't know what's up in this house, but I have built 1, 2, 3. I built 6 fans in probably the last week. So whoever's got access to my credit card, enough. Stop buying these fans. Like, I've got one in here, there's one in the kitchen, there's one in the front room, in the back room, in the toilet. There's not one in the toilet, but you get the idea. It's getting out of control. So for the rest of today, I don't know if we're gonna brave a coffee or a tea. I feel like it's gonna be icy water all the way. I did find this, which was a pleasant surprise. So I'm keeping that in my office. So yeah, survival time, Maltesers, cold drink, fan. Let's do this.
Watch it.